Hello again. Well, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I don't believe that gay marriage is something that should be mandated. Looks like I'm not alone. One of the new presidential hopefuls, a gentleman out of Florida, seems to feel the way I do on that particular issue. I was actually surprised when I read this article on WorldNet Daily. I'll attach the link, you're not going to have to look for it. Rubio, no constitutional right to gay marriage. Surprising that he would come out and say this at this time when, and within 2 days, the Supreme Court's supposed to hear arguments on gay marriage. But I'm glad that he's taken the position that he has. Once again, I was sort of surprised that he would come out and say what he's saying. But he says, I don't believe that your sexual preferences are a choice for a vast and enormous majority of people. He said this during a Face the Nation interview with Bob Schieffer. The bottom line is I believe that sexual preference is something people are born with. But he also said, this is during the Brody file in Des Moines, Iowa this weekend, quote, there is no federal constitutional right to same-sex marriage. There isn't such a right. You have to have a ridiculous, absurd reading of the U.S. Constitution to reach the conclusion that people have a right to marry someone of the same sex. There is no such constitutional right. Can a state decide to change the laws? Yes, but only through political process. So Rubio is putting himself outside of a vast number of people's views. Most importantly, Barack Hussein Obama, the chosen one. If you haven't noticed, he's been pushing homosexuality for the last 3 or 4 years in a big way. When he was a senator, Barack Hussein Obama was against gay marriage. But that's sort of ridiculous for him to be that way since he's living with a transsexual. Michael Robinson is not married to Barack Hussein Obama because when they supposedly got together, gay marriage wasn't legal in Illinois, not until 2013, and that again was thanks to the push that Obama's made towards gay marriage. But now the push is towards transsexuals. Rubio's going to favor himself with a lot of Christians based on the position that he's taken. I'm actually glad that he's come out and said what he has. Read the rest of the article. It's most interesting, and it's given me a different perspective of Rubio. I still think he's young. I still think he's immature. I still think that he's gullible, which is why he was taken advantage by the Gang of Eight over the immigration policies. And I still think that he favors immigration similar to the chosen one. But if you've been watching me lately, I don't think it's going to matter because all of these contenders are nothing but a diversion. Distract, divert, to deceive. The chosen one, the Manchurian candidate, has not finished his work. And he won't leave until it's done. That's sort of what I think. Read the article on Rubio. Let me know what you think.